Hello students, welcome to Maktab. I am Ayush and here I am again with you with the next lecture of the series of number system. I hope you have completed all the previous lectures. If not, I advise you to first complete the previous lectures and then come to this one so that you can understand each and every concept very clearly. So without further ado, let's start our next lecture of this series of number system. In this lecture, we will learn about the basic rules of Roman numerals. Okay, so let's start with our first rule. This rule says if a symbol is repeated, its value is added as many times as it occurs. Okay, what does it mean? If I write it here like this, what does it mean in Roman numeral? It means 1, right? As we have learned in previous lecture, right? Now I have repeated this symbol twice like this, right? Or we can write it like this. Wait a second. Yeah. So we can write it like this also, right? Similarly, we can write it like this. This is 3, this is 2. That means it comes once, then it means 1. If we write it 2 times, it becomes 2. Then if we write it 3 times, it becomes 3. That means here it is 1, here it is 1 plus 1. If I write two symbols together, that means they'll add 1 plus 1, 2. Then 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3. Right? Similarly, this is for 10, right? But if I write it like this, what does it mean? It means 10 plus 10, that is 20, right? So this is what this rule states. This rule states that this I plus I is equals to 2, x plus x is equals to 20. And if I write it like this, what does it become? 10 plus 10 plus 10. That means 30. Got it? So this is the very basic first rule of the Roman numeral. That means if we write two numbers together, that means the numbers will be added. Okay. Now come to next rule. A symbol is not repeated more than 3 times, but the symbol V, L, and D are never repeated. Okay, let me tell you why. First, cover this part. Let me cover this part. A symbol is not repeated more than 3 times. Why? If I write it here like 1, 1, 1, that means 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equals to 3, right? But if I want to write 4, so if I write it like this, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, it becomes 4. But if I write it like this, then it will occupy more space. Then if I want to write 7, I'll write it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. So this is not the right way. We will not repeat the number more than thrice. Okay. So how we will write 4? We will write a 5 here. That means v is equals to 5. Remember? V is equals to 5. And we will write 1 on its left. That means 5. And 1 on its left means 5 minus 1. This 1 will be subtracted. So 5 minus 1 is, I'm so sorry, 5 minus 1 is 4, right? Yeah. So this is the way to write 4 and not this. Okay. So this rule states that a symbol is not repeated more than 3 times. That means no symbol should repeat more than thrice. We can write 30 like this. It is 30, right? 10 plus 10 plus 10. But if I want to write 40, that means here we repeated it 4 times. It is more than 3, so it is wrong. How we will write 4? C. L is for 50. And if I subtract 10 from it, then it will become 40, right? 40 is equals to 50 minus 10, right? So if I want to write 40, I'll write 50 and then a 10 on its left. That means 50 minus 10 is equals to 40. Because if L is a larger number, that means 50 is larger than this 10. Then if I write a smaller number on the left of the larger number, then the smaller number will get subtracted from the larger number. That means 50 minus 10 is equals to 40, right? Now I want you guys to tell me what does this symbol means. Tell me. Here it is 50, this is 10. It is written on the right of the larger value. This is larger value, 50 is larger than 10. The 10 is written on the right of 50. That means we will add this. So it will become 60. Got it? So this is why we don't repeat a digit more than thrice. We have another symbols for that. We can arrange from 5 and so on. So if I want you guys to tell me how to write 9, let me change the pen's color so that you can focus on it. 9. Here we can write a 5 and then 1, 1, 1 and 1. That means 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus again a 1, right? So 5 plus 1 6 plus 1 7 plus 1 8 plus 1 9, right? But this is wrong. Why? We have written 1 4 times, but we are not allowed to write it more than thrice. So what we will do? We will write a 10 here and we will write a 1 here. That means 10 minus 1 is equals to 9. Got it? I hope you got it very clearly now. Let's move to next rule. What does next rule says? Before coming to this rule, let me tell you the meaning of this part. But the symbol V, L and D are never repeated. Okay. First of all, V stands for 5, right? Then L, I hope you have learned these values by now. So L is for 50, right? And then D is for 500. Am I right? I hope I am right. So here it says that but the symbols V, 6 and D are never repeated. Why? If I want to write this 5 plus 5, how will I write it? I can write it like this: 5 plus 5 is equals to 10. But this is wrong because this rule says that these symbols should never be repeated. So what is the way to write a 10? As I have already told you, this is the, if there is a separate symbol for 10, then why should we add these two, 5 plus 5, like this? Got it? Similarly, if I want to write, let's say 50, right? So how can I write it? V plus V plus V plus V 10 times. If I write it 10 times, that means 5 plus 5 plus 5 up to 10. 10 times. That means 5 into 10 is equals to 50. But this is wrong. How will write 50? Here we have separate symbol for it, right? L is a symbol for 50. So we are not allowed to repeat these symbols. So we cannot write L plus L, that means 50 plus 50 is equals to 100. We cannot write it. Why? Because we have C, 400. That means 100 has its separate symbol. So we cannot write L plus L. Okay. I hope you got this thing also clear. That similarly, we can D stands for 500. So if I write D, what does it become? It become 1000. This 500 plus 500, right? But it is wrong because we have a separate symbol for 1000, that is M. Got it? So when the symbols are given for separate numbers, then we cannot just make these numbers from another values. That means we cannot say 10, 10, 10, 10 up to 10 times to make it 100. We will simply write it C. Okay, these symbols are made because if we want to write large numbers, then we should the number should not occupy much space, like this 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, then a 5, then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It will make no sense. Okay, so if I want to write 110, how will I write? I'll simply write a C and a 10. That means 100 plus 10, 110. Got it? I hope with this example you got things very clear, why we need symbols for bigger numbers and why we cannot repeat these numbers. Okay, I hope you got this very clearly. Now come to next rule. This rule says if a symbol of a smaller value is written to the right of a symbol of greater value, its value gets added to the value of greater symbol. Okay, I have told it to you earlier also. If a number is written here and a number is here, that means this number is having greater value. We cannot say that 5 is written on the left of 1, so we'll do 5 minus 1. No, it is wrong, because first we'll check the largest number. The largest number between these two is 5. So we'll say, okay, 5 is written here and 1 on its right. That means 5 plus 1, it is 6, and not 1 minus 5. Got it? Let me explain it with another example. If it is written here, this x and a 1, right? So we will check. It is smaller digit, it is bigger digit. So a bigger digit, we will write a bigger digit first, then add, because a smaller digit is written on the right of the bigger number. So we'll add 1. That means 10 plus 1, 10 plus 1, 11, right? 10 plus 1 is 11. But we cannot say that it is written 1 here and then a 10 on its left. That means 1 minus 10 minus 9. No, it is wrong, because first we will check, we will write the larger number and then we will check if the smaller number is on its left or right. Okay, I think you got this concept also. I have 3 examples for you. First I have explained you. Now come to this one. What does it mean? It is 10 plus 1 plus 1. That is 12. Right. Now, I want you guys to tell me what this is. What is this? What does it mean? 50, right? What does it mean? 10, right? And then 5. Notice this. First I took largest number, and then I take the second largest number, which is 10, and I add it because it is written on the right. Then 5 is smaller than 10, so 5 is written on the right of 10. That means we will add 5 also. So 50 plus 10 plus 5 is equals to 65. Got it? I hope you got this very clearly now. This Roman numeral system is very interesting, right? And is easy too. So just practice with some random numbers and you will for sure get it very easily, and you will never forget it in your life. Now come to, if a symbol of smaller value is written to the left of a symbol of greater value, its value is subtracted from the value of greater symbol. This is what I have explained you earlier. If it is written here like this, 5 minus 1, we'll write it 4 because it is a greater value and a smaller value is written on the left of it. This is what this rule say. A smaller value is written to the left of a symbol of greater value. Then its value is subtracted from the value of greater similar. This is what we are doing. It is greater value. I am subtracting this smaller value from this greater value because it is written on the left of it. So 5 minus 1, 4. Here I know now you guys can do it very easily. 10 minus 1, 9, right? Similarly, this. Now, notice one thing. Here, two things are written. One is 10 and one is 50. Which is larger? This 50 is larger. So, we'll write 50 first. Then, we see that 10 is on the left of it. That means we'll subtract 10. That means 50 minus 1. It is written 40 here. See, 50 minus 10, 40. Now this X and C. This C stands for 100. This X stands for 10. The larger number is this, so we'll first consider this. Now we will see. Now we see that this 10 is written on the left of C. That means 100 minus 10, 90. Got it? I hope this concept is very clear now. Let's move to next one. The symbols 5, that means V, that means 5, L, that means 50, and D, that means 500, are never written to the left of a symbol of greater value. That is V, L, and D are never subtracted. Okay, first let's understand till here. Okay, so if it is written here that we cannot subtract 5, why? If I want to write 5 and I am writing it like this, that means 10 minus 5, it is 5. So why would I write it like this when I have a separate symbol of 5 here like this? I can simply write it V. So why would I write it like this, 10 minus 5? This is 10 minus, because it is on the left, V is on the left and V is of smaller value. So 10 minus 5, 5. So it is wrong. Got it? I hope you got this concept. Now, this is why we cannot subtract this value. Similarly, if I want to write, let's say I want to write 150, then I can either write it like this, 100 plus a 50, because 50 is on the right. So we can write it 150. This is correct. But if I write it like this, let's say C and a C and a L here. That means first these two carry the largest value among these, 100 and 100, and this carries 50 only. So we'll write 100 plus 100 minus 50, and it is 150. This is wrong. First of all, it is very confusing. See, secondly, it is larger. It is larger calculation, so it won't be easy. This comes handy. This is very easy to do, right? So this is the right way. It is same as saying if I want to write 15, I'll simply do 10 plus 5. Or I can do 30 means 10 plus 10 plus 10 minus 5 minus 5 plus 10. What does it mean? That means this is of no use. Minus 10, minus 5, minus 5, minus 10, and plus 10. That means it becomes 0. So this 30 will remain 30 only. That means we are just calculating unnecessary things. So the right way to write it is this. That's why it is written here. We cannot subtract these 55 and 500 because we have separate values for them. We have L for 50, we have D for 500, right? Now let's come to this part. The symbol I can be subtracted from 5 and 10 only. Okay. If it is written here, then it means 5 minus 1, 4, right? But if we write it like this, L and 1, that means 50 minus 1, 49. So this is not the right way. We'll write it like this. It is here L, then a subtraction of 10, then again. So this is how we'll write 49. Why? First we will consider largest digit. It is 50. We will subtract 10 from it. 50 minus 10. It becomes 40. Right? Now here, now leave this part. Here it is 10 and a 1 on its left. That means 10 minus 1. 50 minus 1, 49. This is how we will write 49. This is the way to write 49 and not this. It is the wrong way because the rule says symbol I cannot be subtracted from V, can be subtracted from V and X only. That means 1 cannot be subtracted from LV and LD and M. Okay. Symbol 10 can be subtracted from LM and C only. That means L, M and C. Why? Because L carries 50, M carries 1000 and C carry 100. So we can subtract this. So we can subtract this 10 from these values only. That means we cannot subtract 10 from here 500. That means 490. Why? Because if I want to write 490, how will I write it? We will write a first, what we will write? We will write a D here. Then we want to subtract 100 from it. So it become 500 minus 100, that is 400. Now I want to add 90. How will I write 90? I'll subtract 10 from 100. So C D X C. How? First check 500 minus C 500. Wait a minute. 500 minus 100, because of this C we got 400. Now from this is 100 and this is 10. So we'll write 100 minus 10 because 10 is on the left of 100. So the outcome will be 490. Got it? So remember this rule. These two. These two should be remembered, that only 1 can be subtracted from 5 and 10, and only 10 can be subtracted from 50, 1000 and 100. Got it? So this is what this rule says. Here, now come to this note. What does this note mean? This x cannot be written. I want you guys to answer why we cannot write it like this. Why? Because the rule of numeral system says that we cannot repeat a number more than thrice, right? We cannot repeat a number more than 3 times. So if I want to, what is written here? It is 40. How? What is the correct way to write 40? How we will write it? We will write 150 and then we will subtract 1 from it. That means 50 minus 10, 40. Got it? Now come to this one. It is written 10 minus 5, 5, 5. Is it the right way to write 5? No. How we will write it? We will write it like this only. This is the symbol of 5, because it is the rule says that only 1 can be subtracted from 5 and 10, and here we are subtracting 5 from 10. We cannot subtract 5 from 10. We can subtract only 1 from 10. Okay, I hope you got this clear. Now it is written here IC. What does it mean? 100 minus 1 is equals to 99. It is wrong. Why? We cannot subtract 1 from this 100, 1000 and 50. Why? Because only symbol 10 can be subtracted from this. So this is wrong. How we will write 99? First we will write 100 here, then we will subtract 10. It becomes 90. Then I'll subtract 1 from this 10. That means 100 minus 10 because of this. Wait a second. 100 minus 10 is equals to 90 plus this 10 minus this 1. So it is 99. So this is the right way to do this. This is correct and this is wrong. I hope you got this clearly now. Now let's come to this one. It is written 10 plus 5 plus 5, that means 20. So is it the right way of doing this? No, because we cannot repeat 5. The correct way to write 20 is 10 plus 10, that means 20. This is the right way and this is the wrong way. I want you guys to just revise these 5 rules. These are very simple rules. So just revise these 5 rules and just write 2-3 random values for 2-3 days and you will never forget it. I hope you got this. Here is a table. Uh, Although I have taught all these things to you, but let me explain 2-3 things here. Just here from 1 to 10, we know everything how to write, right? 1, 2, 3, then 4, a 5 minus 1, then 6, 4, 6, 5 plus 1, and so on. 420, I told you 10 plus 10. 430, we can repeat any symbol till only 3 times. So 30 is correct here. 440, it is X and L. That means 15 minus 10. It is 40. Similarly 50, 460 we will write 50 and a 10. That means 50 plus 10, 60. 470, tell me what is this? This is 50 plus 10 plus 10, that is 70. 480, 50 plus 10, not multiply, plus 10 plus 10 and plus 10. If we sum it, we'll get 80. Remember, we cannot repeat a number more than 3 times, but we can write different numbers. Here this 80 contains 4 symbols, but 3 are of same time and 3 are of same type and one is different. So it is okay. We can write 4 symbols together, but we cannot repeat 3 symbols to more than 3 symbols together. Okay, the same symbols. Now come to 90. C and the X. That means 100 minus 10, 90. And for 100, we have C. I hope you got all these things very clearly. So that's all for today from my side. I hope you enjoyed the class. You learned each and everything very clearly. I want you guys to revise it once and you will enjoy doing questions on Roman numbers. In the next class, I'll introduce you to the whole numbers. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day.